What's up, everyone? Showing love from Fort Sam Houston, U.S. Army. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most hotly debated topics in the fitness industry, and of course, that is calisthenics versus bodybuilding. What is it all about? Is it right for you? Well, just stick around because we're about to break it down Barney style so you can make that choice for yourself. Let's jump right into it. First up, let's get clear on what these two training styles are actually all about. As you guys know, calisthenics is all about using your own body weight to build strength, endurance, and flexibility, focusing more on like the joints and the tendon strength overall. Think about like push-ups, pull-ups, dips, or even more advanced movements like the muscle-up, handstand, or planche. On the other hand, bodybuilding focuses more on muscle hypertrophy or building muscle size and definition. This usually involves lifting weights, using machines, or doing isolated exercises to target specific muscle groups to build that symmetry and that absolute strength. First up, let's get clear on what these two training styles are actually about. Calisthenics, as you guys know, is all about using your own body weight to build strength, endurance, and flexibility. Now, when you think of that, you think about push-ups, pull-ups, dips, or even more advanced movements like the push or the muscle-up, handstand, or the planche, all right? And on the other hand, bodybuilding focuses more on muscle hypertrophy, building muscle size and definition, just mass in general. This usually involves lifting weights, using machines, doing isolated exercises to target those specific muscle groups to build that symmetry and Greek god look exactly like you guys want. Now, my favorite athletes that come to mind when I think calisthenics and bodybuilding is naturally Chris Heria, professional calisthenics athlete, and Alex Eubank, professional bodybuilder. Check out those channels. I like to watch them myself and check the difference in their training styles and practices. Professionals like them are really good to learn from when you're trying to look for more specific details and especially in their specific training styles. When it comes to training techniques, calisthenics relies on compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups at once. Not only are you just building muscle, you're also working on balance, coordination, and functional strength. Whereas in bodybuilding, often that isolates movements that focus on, whether that be one muscle group at a time or a couple. The goal here is to sculpt and define your muscles, often working towards a symmetry and size rather than the functional movement in general. It's kind of like that scenario, would you rather be hanging off a cliff or lifting a car off a buddy? Which one's going to help you more? Although calisthenics and bodybuilding both have their pros and cons, I'm about to explain in my head exactly what each of them stand for. Now, one of the biggest advantages of calisthenics is that you need little to no equipment to complete this. You can literally do it anywhere, whether that be in the park or at home or in your office during break even. As I've done before in Walmart back when I was working in Walmart. It's super accessible and cost effective, whereas in bodybuilding, you usually need access to a gym. You'll need weights, machines, whether that be cables, pulleys, and specialized equipment to really target those muscle groups specifically. So you love the gym and you love that environment, then maybe bodybuilding is way more up your alley for you than calisthenics is. Now, while each calisthenics and bodybuilding, to each their own, has their own benefits, let's talk about them. With calisthenics, you're building lean muscle, improving flexibility, and also increasing your endurance, like we said before. It's a great all-around workout that promotes functional strength. You'll notice you're getting stronger not just in the gym, but in your everyday life activities as well. For someone like me who's in the Army, that calisthenics, endurance, and everything for conditioning is really good at keeping me in shape and doing what I do. Bodybuilding, however, is usually all about muscle growth and definition. If you're looking to get that classic bodybuilder or Greek god physique, which usually is like bigger biceps, more defined abs, and overall mass in general, bodybuilding is where it's at for you. It's less about functionality and more about aesthetics, just getting that perfect symmetry and the way you look. Now, I know you guys have watched those videos of people doing crazy things in regular gyms, and everyone looks absolutely astonished. Now, that's one of the key differences between the two, is one focuses more on skill and one focuses more on aesthetics. See, in calisthenics, there's a big emphasis on mastering the movements, starting at the basics and working your way up to unlock bigger and better skills. Just like handstands, planches, and muscle-ups could have started with pike push-ups or regular push-ups or even regular pull-ups or chin-ups. It's about pushing your body to achieve new feats or building your strength and skill to unlock the next progression, to get better all around. And bodybuilding focuses more on sculpting your physique. You might not be working on crazy moves, but you'll definitely be dialing in on definition and size, working to create that perfectly proportioned look, the one that you know so well, like Alex Eubank, or whether that be, Jesse James West, another one of my good YouTuber idols. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell the difference in their physique. Now, one of the things that people are most afraid of when starting a brand new routine is stepping out of the comfort zone, because usually when that happens, people are under pressure, especially in the gym. That can be very dangerous. Both styles have their pros and cons when it comes to like long-term sustainability and injury risk, because that is very big to do and it's very easy to do in the fitness industry. Calisthenics, with its emphasis on functional movement and body control, it tends to be way easier on the joints and tendons, which can reduce the risk of your injury over time. Just even in your everyday life. If you're spraining your ankles really easily, it's going to be a lot harder to sprain them when they're strengthened by doing calisthenics. With bodybuilding, especially when done with improper form or inadequate recovery, it can lead to overuse injuries like shin splints or breaks or fractures and stuff like that. It's super important to be mindful of your form and recovery to avoid issues later on down the road. Now, one of the things that I love to say is you can never outwork a bad diet. And that means whether you're into calisthenics or bodybuilding, nutrition plays a crucial role. For calisthenics, for example, you'll want a balanced diet that supports energy and recovery. Think lean proteins, complex carbs, and plenty of veggies. I'll definitely make a video talking about meal prepping for each individual training style in the future. But for right now, I'm gonna hop straight back into it. Bodybuilders often need a more regimented diet, sometimes involving meal prep, calorie counting, specific macronutrients to support muscle growth and fat loss and enhance that protein synthesis. Key here is consistency and eating to support your training goals. Obviously, consistency is huge in anything that you do, and you need to stick at it and hold that self-discipline, have that resilience, and attack everything with speed, intensity, and volume, just like we learned here in the Army. So now I've explained a couple points in both calisthenics and bodybuilding. So you may be asking yourself, which one do I want? Which one would you choose? I mean, it really comes down to your personal goals. If you're looking to build more functional strength, stay flexible, and train anywhere, calisthenics might be your best bet. If you're focused on building muscle mass, sculpting your body, and you love the gym environment, then bodybuilding is way more up your alley. It's the way to go for you. Remember though, you don't have to choose one over the other. Someone like myself, many people combine both to create a well-rounded fitness routine. Especially for me, being in the Army, I have access to weights and I also have access, you don't need access to anything to do calisthenics. But it's really good to build that absolute and relative strength and still work on that functionality and look good while doing it. So it's definitely something to take into consideration when picking your training style. Finally, we've talked about what calisthenics and bodybuilding is. We've talked about the pros and cons. We've given some examples of calisthenics athletes and bodybuilding athletes. We've given examples of the nutrition for both calisthenics and bodybuilding, like the benefits and the risks, and everything in between. So at the end of the day, the best workout is the one you can enjoy and stick with long term, because like I said before, consistency is everything. So whether you're hitting the bars or you're lifting the weights, keep challenging yourself and have fun with this so you don't lose interest. That's the biggest thing. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more fitness content, and drop a comment below letting me know which style you prefer, calisthenics or bodybuilding. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.